Well, you know when you're running out of idea, you just don't know what to say, or your mind is just going blank when it comes to being in front of the camera. Today I'm gonna share what are the main ideas or anything that you can say or that you can share on videos and that actually can bring a lot of engagement. And if you want to see the rest, it's gonna be right after. Welcome back to my channel. Salut les amis, bienvenue et bon retour sur ma chaîne. Hola, bienvenue à mi canal. Konnichiwa, watashi no channel ni yokoso. I hope you're doing fine today. This is another day, another week and another video of me. And as you can see on the title, we're gonna get to the main ideas when it comes to being in front of the camera, when it comes to being super inspiring, and when it comes to killing, crushing it when it comes to being on YouTube or any type of video platform really. And if you want to know who am I to even say that, well, I'm Lady Tomo. I'm a coach and a content creator obsessed about fashion obviously, but I'm dedicated, passionate about helping creative women entrepreneurs scale up their businesses and personal brands with video content strategy. I'm using videos in a way to just make a connection and something really genuine out of it. And for that matter, here on this channel you're gonna find a lot of things related to the branding, video, content strategy, and more so the behind the scene when it comes to editing like a pro. And I'm really big into that, and I'm all about just being obsessed by video altogether. Being on videos, it's definitely something that could be tricky. Let me sorry here. Being in front of the camera is nothing but easy, especially when you're just starting your adventure there. When it comes to just being in front of the camera, it's all about being confident at it. Bring it on without having to overthink about it altogether. Here, 7 main ideas, and the first being how-tos, tutorials. Depending on what kind of niche you are, doing the tutorials are really great ways to bring value to your audience, value to people, and really bringing people to follow you even more because you're gonna learn something out of it. Great way to start being on videos because you get to bring more value to your people, you get to bring more value to your audience, and you get to be seen as an expert because you know what you're talking about. You're going with the data, you're going with information, you're going with statistics, or you're going with your own experience, because when it comes to just doing tutorials, it can be based on your own journey, your experience, or just statistics in general. So if you're somebody who don't have a lot of experience, bring in statistics is a sure way to being seen as an expert because you know what you're talking about, you research about it, you know your thing, to get people to trust you even more. Tutorials can be seen as couple of tips. You know, when you do shorts, for example, Instagram Reels, is to bring tips, is to bring what you can do to get more confident on video. The real reason you're feeling blank on camera. Authentic here, excuse my French, but it's all about being you, being crazy, being, you know, that person that people want to see. Not being authentic, you're trying to know too much and be like, I know everything about everything, and trying to know everything from experts in top of you just knowing way too much for your own sake. You know what? It's not authentic because it's not coming from your own mouth. And you know what I say to them? Out of that, excuse my French. You know, when you want to say something, say it. If you want to share something, share it. And if you want to be on camera, do it. You don't need to have anything to be knowledgeable about before even being on camera. You can work it, you can crush it, and even more, if you want to work with me, I can help you be the best version that you ever can be, being able to attract the right people for you. How about that? So it's right? I know. What you can do to grow your social media, what you can do to grow Instagram, and share some tips, and that are the tutorials here that you're gonna bring to people. The second idea here is introduction. What's been your experience like? A bit different from tutorials because you're starting by introducing yourself a little bit. Whatever you're doing, whatever you do, whatever your industry is, your experience has to come from somebody they can learn more from, and that has to be useful for them. So when you get to share your experience to people, especially at the beginning, if it's in the context of your niche, if it's in the context of your business, it has to be something where you learn a lesson, and whatever you've been through made you learn something more about yourself or about the experience itself. So you gotta think about it as sharing something that you know or sharing a part of you, but the most important part in that is what you learn out of it. So if I would say and talk about myself, it's much more so the power of video got me to be a lot more confident because I was shy, I'm still shy, and I'm still that introvert person, but getting more on videos pushed me to reach out to people, push me to connect to more people, push me to even have the business that I have today. So push me to speak up, to just get over my accent, because obviously I don't speak English as my first language, so there's still that little accent that you can hear. All those little things just are a part of me, but I learned to appreciate them even more based on the fact that I got to push myself more by using videos. The difference between where you were before versus where you are now. They have that journey. They are at a specific point, and then they want to get at a specific point. And you as a coach or a content creator or whoever you can be has to be that person to bring people through that journey based on your own journey experience. That's an introduction that could be super powerful for people watching your videos. The third one is an interview style. And what I love about interview here is that it's great for introverted people. Let me explain. When you get to be introverted as a person, you don't want to put yourself out there. You don't want to be seen. You want people to have all that attention on you, you know. When you do interviews, you are much more comfortable because when you get to ask questions, people get to have more attention on the person you're talking to rather than you. But at the same time, you're still in the video. So that's a really sure way to be seen, but not so much, especially at the beginning, doing lights and ask questions that way. And by doing that, by getting to ask questions like that, you even get to have that skill that only introverted people have, is to listen to people. Or I would say more introverted people have that kind of skill. I would just say it like that. Going from a genuine perspective. So when you get to listen, it's just not for the sake of listening. You get to be active into listening to that person. Have all that attention on that person makes you forget a bit about you at that moment. You get to be on video a little bit more. That could be the first step for you. And then after that, because you're gonna be comfortable, you're gonna do even more of that, and at some point you're gonna be the center of the attention, and you're gonna be good. You're gonna feel good because at the end of the day, you're not even gonna feel it as being something that is bad. So it's a step-by-step here, but by doing interviews that way, it's gonna get you to be a lot more confident on camera, and at some point if you need to dance for it, dance it out. The fourth one is gonna be behind the scene. People love it, and people love it just because they want to see more of the brand that they support. They want to see more of the brand that they trust, and we see a lot more, I would say, desire to have that transparency when it comes to the brands, when it comes to businesses. And when people get to see the behind the scene, they kind of feel like they are part of it, you know, they are part of that adventure, they're part of that bigger vision or bigger goal. And when people feel that way, they get to trust you even more, especially if they get to see something that they like behind the scene, that bigger vision. You gotta show them that bigger picture. You're gonna get to be a lot more transparent, a lot more open when it comes to anything, when it comes to recording your videos, when it comes to editing your videos. That's something that you can share on the stories on Instagram, for example, or you can put it in a form of IGTV video at the same time. What you like doing the most behind the scene, or what is your role behind the scene. That's how the power of videos nowadays, because people get to see faces, people get to see human beings, people get to see a lot more smiles, to see a lot more energy instead of seeing a business just as a business. Warmth, I would say, from businesses and personal brands as they never had that before. Showing the behind the scenes, showing what's not necessarily the cutest part about your brand, it's a sure way for people to get to be like a lot more intrigued and be like, oh my god, I feel like I'm a part of a bigger family, you know. I would say maybe the equipment, if you're like me, where you show what you use, where you show how your setup is and what is the process behind it. The fifth way is gonna be product reviews or hauls, you know. I used to be a fashion blogger before / stylist, and I was doing a lot of Zara hauls. I was doing a lot of them, and I loved it, and I'm still loving it because, well, I'm a Zara obsessed. The first thing that I'm gonna show you, it's gonna be really nice sparkling top here, is that it's really open in the back, so everything that you need to do is just to tie it on the top and then tie it at the back. Obviously, I love fashion, I love style in general, and what I got to learn from that is that you can get to reach a lot more people, because people are looking for that. People are looking for people to test other products and for them to see those people trying it, give their feedback, and see if it's necessarily worth it. So when you do a Zara haul, for example, shape or somebody's body that would be similar to them, you get to do product reviews like that. You get to build that confidence, a strong relationship with your audience. And the same goes with equipment, for example, that you use for your videos. If you're somebody that shares a lot of equipment or gear equipment advice and video advice and editing advice and all that little thing that I'm obsessed as well, because I'm definitely tech savvy when it comes to that, you get to show a lot of what you're already using and what you think about it. You know, you have the MacBook Pro review, for example, the newest MacBook Pro 2020, the 16-inch, the 13-inch, how it is, what you think about it if you ordered it, and what you would say to people. Is it worth getting it or not? A bunch of product reviews that people love saying, and me, I'm the first to do that. Gear equipment related, I have to get to see at least one review. It's gonna be from some people that I already follow, that I already trust, being that industry and niche. You can get to see and think about products that you can share more. If you are still a small YouTuber, you can make commission out of it. You can do affiliate marketing out of it. So if somebody gets to buy the product through the link that you're gonna have in the description on your channel, you get to already make money before even getting to be monetized on YouTube. So that's definitely a great way to make money on top of building that audience, because people are looking for that, people are searching for that. I'm always searching for those things. I remember before buying this camera, I spent weeks. I didn't know what to pick. There were so many options, and I had to find a way to just see the reviews, see the feedbacks, and see how people were liking any camera that I already had in mind before even getting that camera, or just making a choice to get the Canon M50 that I have now. And the same goes with the lens that I ended up getting after. The sixth idea here is vlog. Doing vlogs get to have people see you in everyday life. You know, you have a day in an entrepreneur, a day in a college student, and all those titles, they're not random, because that's probably gonna sound harsh, but it's just a reality part of it. People don't care about you unless they know you already. When you start a YouTube channel, for example, depending the goal that you have in mind, if it's to make money, getting monetized, getting more views, getting more popular, getting more visible, all those goals are a part of something where people are gonna get something out of it. For them, they like you, because at the beginning, they couldn't care less. Let's just put it that way. And that's just a harsh reality, which is still a reality. You gotta bring something valuable. So doing vlogs at the beginning is sure a mistake, unless you're doing it in a context that's a lot more interesting, because you have an interest similar to you. You're gonna start watching your vlogs because of that. I'm obsessed with Asian culture in general, so think about Japan, think about South Korea, and I've been obsessed by them for as long as I could remember, being really little. So it could happen in Japan, I'm naturally gonna be a lot more interested. I have that YouTuber that I follow for a while. She's lived in Japan for quite a while right now. She's doing vlogs for the most part. Already is interesting for me enough to even start watching her videos. It's a way to see myself living in Japan through her, if that makes sense. She's definitely fun. She has that personality. Even have the desire to click on the title for whatever she would do. That just made it even easier for me, because she was already living in Japan. People kind of have a general interest, and they can know you even better after watching more of your videos. At the beginning, it's all about value and interest. They're gonna learn and get something out of it. Generally saying, just don't do vlogs at the beginning. Just don't do that. If somebody wants to be an entrepreneur or wants to start to work from home or all that kind of lifestyle, I would say, they're gonna start watching your videos. The seventh and last idea is live streaming. Live streaming is interesting. For me specifically, because I don't speak English as my first language, I always think about just making mistakes when I say something or just pronounce a word. It makes me a lot more comfortable to be able to edit out my videos. Doing lives is the natural way, where if I do a mistake, people can see it. If I say something wrong, people can hear it. And that was a bit challenging for me at first, but I learned that at the end of the day, if you get to be really well prepared and you have a plan, you have a script, most of the time you are sure to not do a lot of mistakes. If you want to prepare live and you're freaking out by the idea of doing it, you know you want to share maybe 2 lessons or 2 little things, and you know what you want to say, you prepare that, you script it out, you plan that, and you're gonna talk about it. But make it short, because the more you're gonna be on the camera, bigger chances there are for you to make mistakes. The great thing about doing lives is that you get to interact with people faster because it happens at the moment. DMs are already pretty good in Instagram because you get to connect more with the people. And I think that was pretty much it. I hope you liked it, and of course I have all the information for my coaching program, a 3-month coaching on top of a lot of extra things that I put, and everything is in the description box down below. A free session discovery call, the link is gonna be there below as well. So I'm gonna see you for my next video, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram because there's a lot more things there. I have my little tips I show myself every day, where I share a bunch of things related to my day-to-day kind of thing. If you have any question, if you have any comment, don't hesitate to put them down below, because I'm gonna be more than glad to be able to help you or support you the best that I can. I'm gonna see you for my next video, and yeah. And of course, like I say all the time, keep smiling because it's free and contagious in a good way. Bye.